You've been searching for a brand new single-story luxury home in the Carson City area? If so, you're going to want to check out this brand new home community by Toll Brothers in the Carson City area called Venado Valley. This community only has single-story homes, and this floor plan is called the Ranger at 2129 square feet, and this specific home is a move-in ready home, and this price is $685,000. If you're new to the channel, my name is David Tully and I am your go-to resource for Carson City and Northern Nevada real estate information. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to the Carson City area, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. So you're probably wondering where the Venado Valley community is located, and it's located in the Carson City area, not too far from the Governor's Mansion and the downtown Carson area. Overall, it's a super convenient location, only about 3 to 4 minutes away from downtown Carson and about 30 minutes from the Lake Tahoe area. I would say you're only about 10 minutes away from an area that has Trader Joe's, Costco, Walmart, and even Best Buy. So overall, it's a super convenient location. All right, today we're going to be touring the Ranger floor plan at Venado Valley by Toll Brothers in the Carson City area. This is a 3 to 4 bedroom home at 2129 square feet. It has 2.5 bathrooms and a 3-car garage. This is actually a quick move-in home that is ready at $685,000. This home is actually spec'd out to about $750,000, but they actually reduced the price to $685,000. And the base price for this home is $670,000. So if you want a move-in ready home, this is a really good value. So right as you make your way through the main entryway, you got that typical nice wide hallway that Toll Brothers has. And then typically they put in LVP flooring. This might still be LVP, but I think it is laminate because they are doing laminate as a standard, but you don't typically get this much hard flooring or hard surface flooring in this home. Like that great room in 99% of Toll Brothers homes, or I guess 100% of Toll Brothers homes, would be carpet right there. So they upgraded that flooring to, add the laminate throughout that great room. Right over here to the left is going to be your flex space. And what this basically is, an open office or a den. But if you were building from scratch, you could actually turn this into an additional bedroom and have an additional full bathroom. So you can see right here, they also extended that laminate flooring throughout. They also put these nice 5¼ inch baseboards. I upgraded that in my Toll Brothers home as well. I also own a Toll Brothers home in Sparks. So their standard baseboards are gonna be 3¼ inch, I believe. And then these are gonna be the upgraded baseboards. And then this right here is gonna be your standard knockdown texture. This is pretty much the standard wall texture that every builder does in town. So nothing wrong with it. You have 10-foot ceilings. And then over here, you have your windows. So you're obviously gonna need to buy window coverings for this home or any brand new home in the area. Another thing to think about, this quick move-in home does have a pre-wire for a ceiling fan or light. So you're just gonna need to get a ceiling fan or a light for this room. And then it looks like this community has fire sprinklers, so keep that in mind. And then although you don't currently have a light in the room, you have switches there, and then you should have a half hot there. So one of those switches controls, I believe, the top outlet. Then over here to the right, we're gonna check out these 2 bedrooms first. Over here, you got a half bath. So you're gonna have a Pietrofina countertop as a standard. I would still recommend sealing that. You're gonna have maple cabinets, and then you typically don't get door handles or pulls with cabinets, but this is a quick move-in home, so things are upgraded. And then you have that nice laminate flooring in this as well. And then it looks like they also put in a pendant pre-wire there. So if you want some other light right above the or I guess a vanity pre-wire, you're gonna have to put in that pre-wire during the electrical process. Same laminate flooring there. Over here to the right, gonna have your first secondary bedroom. Nice high ceilings. It looks like this is even higher than 10-foot ceilings in this specific room. You'll have to confirm, but I believe that, yeah, this is higher than 10-foot ceilings in this specific room. Really nice high windows. And this is not a huge room, probably a 10 by 12 or 10 by 11, but considering this ceiling in here is probably a 12-foot ceiling, it feels massive. Once again, you have a ceiling light and a pre-wire in here with a half hot right there in the corner, so it's controlled by this. And then all the bedrooms as a standard option is going to be carpet. I do believe this carpet and pad in here is an upgrade, but just keep in mind, I personally like having carpet in bedrooms. My entire house is LVP flooring, except carpet in the bedrooms. So right over here, you have a nice sized linen closet. Over here, you got your other secondary bedroom. So this is back to 10-foot ceilings. That other front room has a much higher ceiling there. Could be because of maybe the exterior, the roof line, I'm not sure, but it is definitely higher in that specific secondary bedroom. Same thing in here, you're gonna have a half hot in the corner with a ceiling fan or ceiling light pre-wire. You have fire sprinklers. This is probably a similar size, maybe slightly smaller, maybe 10 by 11 or so. Then you have a walk-in closet on this one, which is nice. Yeah, not too bad. Take you down to the great room area, show you the laundry area, give you an idea of what you can do in the backyard. All right, so over here, got the beautiful great room. As you can see, they extended this out. Typically right here in this great room area would be carpet. And then in a lot of areas, they even put some carpet in the hallway, but this is such a short hallway, they might not have put carpet there, but certainly a possibility. And then over here, they put in a Smurf tube so you can hide your cables, put an outlet up top, that is an upgrade. And then they also put, I think, 4 extra canned or recessed lighting here in the great room. I think I paid around $1,800 to $2,000 for that. So that's an upgrade. And then you have a ceiling light or ceiling fan pre-wire there, which is nice. Got a beautiful kitchen here. So they do come with a standard quartz countertop, but this is definitely a much nicer upgraded quartz countertop that they added. And then it looks like you have full overlay cabinets, so they're mostly flush. You don't have big gaps between their cabinets. That's what I did with my house. I did this exact same setup. I just have different handles. And then I also have that same molding up top. So yes, that molding is an upgrade, so keep that in mind. And then this Whirlpool package might be standard. We'll have to confirm. And then that same quartz countertop that was on the island. Backsplash typically only comes up about 4 to 6 inches. So this is definitely an upgraded backsplash. Do have a nice gas stove, which is great, and a really nice hood. And over here you can see your dishwasher. So the stove, dishwasher, microwave, and oven are all included. But when buying a brand new home, you are gonna have to budget for window coverings, a washer, dryer, and fridge. And then this sink is also upgraded for sure, possibly that faucet too. Usually they put in, I believe, Kohler. I believe that's what I have in my home. Over here is gonna be your dining area. Got 2 lights here, that extended laminate as well. Right over here, you got your walk-in pantry, which is nice. This is a really good size. Got your laundry area. So Toll Brothers typically does a gas dryer setup as standard. So if you wanted to get, the 220 outlet for an electric dryer, that would cost, probably an extra $600 to $1,000. I think they quoted me $800 about a year ago, so just keep that in mind. Could be higher, could be lower, just giving you a ballpark. And then this is also not a standard option. You have to pay for this as an upgrade. I'm not sure the cost in this specific community. And you got some additional room here, maybe even, putting some additional shelving or storage here would be nice, because you have a ton of wall space here, but it would be nice to have some additional cabinets in the laundry area. Right over here, you got your coat closet with your smart panel. So your AT&T person or Spectrum person is typically gonna put your modem and router in there. And then if you were to get some additional Ethernet or Cat6 ports throughout your home, then yes, they would hook up to it right in there. And I believe you can also get a security system through Toll Brothers if you want. I personally opted out, but it's up to you. All right, we're gonna check out this nice 3-car tandem garage. You don't typically get to see them in models, but this isn't a model. The nice thing about Toll Brothers is they finished the garage. They haven't put the trim in or the baseboards yet, but they paint the garage and are only one of a few builders in town that do that. If you want to insulate the garage door or garage or inside of the house, you most certainly can. You just have to do it during the building process. Here's your sub panel, your electrical sub panel, your panels on the other side. Here's your irrigation control, for your sprinkler or drip system. And then here's your nice 3-car garage, 3-car tandem. Over there, you're gonna have a nice tankless water heater. And then I believe they have a loop to where you can add in a water softener or filtration system. And then over there, you're gonna have your tankless water heater with, I believe they have a loop. So I would highly recommend getting a water softener or filtration system for your house, and possibly even reverse osmosis for inside. This is a man door. I paid extra for this. I'm not sure because some of their communities have it included, some don't. So that may or may not be included. So keep that in mind if you're building. All right, we still got a few more things to check out. We got the primary bedroom to check out and the backyard. All right, so you do get a nice covered patio. They do include these pavers. They also give you a nice paver driveway. This fence, of course, is included. You'll have a fence in between the other home. So this is not a bad sized backyard. And I mean, this is a corner lot, so this is pretty cool. But this is easily one of the best features of this community is those gorgeous mountain views. Just being right next to this, such a nice feeling, gorgeous. So yeah, your fence will go up here. Obviously it's gonna block a part of this because we're a bit lower than where the fence is gonna be. But from certain parts of inside of the home, you're still gonna see some of the mountain views. And then obviously driving in and out of the community. Not a ton of side yard here. You got your backflow preventer right there, and where you're gonna winterize your sprinkler system. Over here, still a pretty decent sized yard actually. And then you have a stucco exterior and a composition shingle roof. I know, everybody likes tile roofs. They do look better, but I own a Toll Brothers home and they've told me that the shingles actually do better for our climate and our area. So then over here you got a hose bib, weatherproof outlet, got your AC unit and disconnect. And then you have even less side yard over here, got your AC disconnect there. And then right there, the man door connects to the paver walkway. They got your drain set up, so you know when you get your landscaping done, you know you can put in your French drain there. Still a decent sized yard, but obviously not too big, so you know obviously you can save some money on landscaping the backyard, which landscaping your backyard is going to be one of the biggest expenses other than, you know, the actual cost of buying the home, your down payment, closing costs, etc. Last but not least, we have the primary bedroom. So this looks like it's back to the normal height here in the home, 10-foot ceilings, same 5¼ inch baseboards. Looks like they also put in that Smurf tube to hide your cables, Ethernet port down there, outlet up top, which is an additional expense. Plenty of windows and lighting in this room. And then you got plenty of space to put your king size bed there. Here's another view of the room. So if you put your king size bed over here, you have your half watt right here on this wall. It has 4 additional lights, and then it also has a ceiling light or ceiling fan pre-wire. You can put a nice dresser there, mount a TV or a picture, and it will look really nice. And then I can tell you right here, this is upgraded tile in the master bath or primary bath. And then what they typically do in their quick move-ins is they upgrade the Piedrafina to quartz, which I think is a really nice touch. I really wish I upgraded my Piedrafina to quartz in my primary bath, but I can do it after the fact. And then you have a nice frameless glass shower door. They picked a nice upgraded tile, and then they picked a really nice base tile in here as well. So I kind of wish they took that to the ceiling, but you know, if you're building here and you get in early enough, you can definitely pick a lot of these structural options and design center options. They have a ton of options in the design center. And I mean, check out that view. That is nice, those beautiful mountain views. Got your toilet area here, same upgraded tile. And then a nice walk-in closet. And just to give you an idea, my wife and I thought we were gonna be in and out of the design center in a few hours. And even though I do this for a living, I think my wife and I spent 5 hours in the design center. So there is a ton of options if you're considering building. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of this beautiful quick move-in Ranger home at the Venado Valley community by Toll Brothers in Carson City. Once again, this is a 3 to 4 bedroom home at 2129 square feet with a 3-car garage. And this specific move-in home is $685,000. And the base price for this home is typically $670,000. And this home was originally around $750,000 with all the upgrades, so this is some pretty good value at the moment. So the HOA here at Venado Valley is $104 a month. That includes common area maintenance, the private road maintenance here, and the retention pond maintenance that is close by. If you have any specific questions about this home or the community, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or possibly relocating to the Carson City area, I'd love to help. All my information is down below. And if you want to learn more about Carson City or brand new construction in the area, check out some of my other videos.